Hello, I'm Daniel Mullany from Sitek Process Solutions, and here I am today to talk to you about N2 pressure loss as well as the steps that you can take in order to troubleshoot it if it happens with your system. So first question is, what is N2 pressure loss? N2 pressure loss is when your 20 psi sensor in your system is not meeting its 20 psi threshold and detecting enough pressure to run your spin rinse dryer. And we can demonstrate that right here by turning off the nitrogen to this system, which we then see both chambers alarming. Now, we have slick device controllers on this tool. If your system has the traditional 101 or 102 style controller, it'll still alarm just like this, where it will not allow you to run. However, you won't have the great graphic interface, but still, this is a very important fail-safe that's included in any model of spin rinse dryer. And so, what we would then do is turn our nitrogen back on so we can show clearing the alarm in our circumstance. We go into our alarm screen, we select our N2 pressure icon, and we return. We go to our alarm screen, we press our N2 icon, and we return. On the older controllers, you'd be able to press the stop button on the front of the system in order to clear that alarm using the stop button. And so the next question is, when I have pressure loss on my system, what's happening? How can I troubleshoot it? Well, typically N2 pressure loss is related to one of two things. Number one, the 20 psi pressure sensor has failed. That's something that'll happen after your system's been installed and it's been running for a while, and it's just a component that goes bad, like it could on any piece of equipment. What you'll do is look for the pressure sensor that's right here on this side and remove the two connections from it, jump them together, and then if your problem goes away, you know that you just need to replace that pressure sensor. That's a common consumable part that's found on our website and is relatively inexpensive. The next most common circumstance for N2 pressure loss is going to be a facility issue, and this more commonly occurs during installation of a system that's just been received. And so what happens is, if you have any sort of flow restriction leading to the spin rinse dryer, then the N2 pressure is not going to maintain anytime you're operating the tool. It'll build up in idle, but then when you run the tool, there's going to be larger drops because of a flow rate issue. And that can happen a few ways. Number one, the line size to the system is too small for what it's spec'd out for. Number two, you have your facilities teed off to each chamber. Or number three, you have insufficient flow to the entire wall, and so when other systems are operating at the same time, you then get a pressure drop here. Or number four, sometimes even the proper line sizes won't be maintained inside your regulator. And so typically we see one of those four circumstances causing this N2 pressure loss, and you need to make sure that your facilities are set up properly. And what's really important is having a dedicated regulator run to each chamber. Because even though this looks like one unit, in the end, it functions as two units. We have our top chamber and our bottom chamber with individual facilities other than the drain which they share in order to drain out the waste DI water. So that's our quick crash course into the N2 pressure loss and how you can troubleshoot it on your system, and I wish you good luck with all of your spin rinse dryers.